you know. Now you know. Take a big step away from who you were. Flashing that smile and the whole world's a blur.
Positively powerful Wednesday morning. It's 10 o'clock, and it's the second most favorite thing that I get to do in my week. And funny enough, both of them are with Stacey. How does that work?
What?
Wow. Yes. Don't tell my wife.
Surprise.
No, I'm just kidding. I have this, and then I have tomorrow. We have our group, our coaching group, and I have to say that it is a highlight to work with you, and I really hope other people hear that, because I'm starting the show off with an ad for you just because I feel so passionately about this. But I was, when I started working with you, it was kind of like all right, whatever, let's try this. I don't see how anything's gonna work or how anyone's gonna help me. And boy, did you sneak in. You snuck in, and suddenly I was like, holy crap, I'm changing. I'm learning things. Things are improving. This is weird. It's like sorcery. It's wizardry.
It is wizard. Wizard.
You can try it.
I don't.
Try it. It's a tongue twister. I know.
Yeah.
Maybe for Christmas I'll buy you a staff so you can.
Yes.
You shall not pass. But anyway, so hi Stacey. It's good to see you again.
Well, thank you. That's a very touching way to start my morning.
And I was sitting there this morning, as I usually do, trying to figure out what the hell we're going to talk about. And what I was doing was I was procrastinating. I was sitting there and it was resistance. Yes. And I'm listening to the book, The War of Art. I'm listening. And it's funny because now I think, I can't remember specifically, but I think I listened to that book before you mentioned it, because I had listened to it a long time ago, and then something happened. I stopped listening, and then I picked it up when you started the book group, and I was like, I was toward the end. There was like an hour left in it, and I'm like, how long has it been since I listened to this? But funny enough, I stopped listening in the big section about resistance, or there was a big section about resistance, and that's halfway through. That is where I stopped. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked.
Sorry, that's my bad.
When I was trying to think of what to talk about, I realized that at the same time I was procrastinating. I was putting off what I needed to do, and that was to record my radio show for Adirondack 105. And I shouldn't be saying this on a live stream, but so I have I've been also doing another radio show, a local radio show, filling in for someone this week on one of the bigger stations in town, and I've been struggling with what to say in my breaks, because I've done this other show on this other station, which is a rock station, for 8 years, and it's way less they're way less picky about what I say and what I do. I can pretty much almost say anything I want. And so there's a lot of freedom with that. So I just run with it. And sometimes something I say is goofy and stupid, and and when I have to be more purposeful, I'm like really stressing out. So I'm procrastinating. I'm putting things off because I'm like, oh, I just can't do it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And that got me thinking that and somebody's at the door. Well, I don't know who's here, but I can't open it. That totally threw me off, whoever rang my doorbell. And the recording light is on, and there's a sign that says, do not push the doorbell if the recording light is on. So they obviously are not reading. Anyway. So I realized that I was procrastinating. And so I was like, what do I need to do to motivate myself? I have to find a way to get motivated to do what I need to do, even if it's difficult. And what's the saying? And I think he talks about it in this book, in The War of Art. where you do the hard stuff first, like get the hard stuff out of the way. I don't remember what the saying, it's like a famous quote, and there's a couple of them out there. But he was talking about what creative people do, and he went into this whole thing about the muses, and all the muses are all those ancient gods, and you pray to the different muses and stuff, and it and there's this whole thing that he talks about, he does. And I was thinking, I'm like, which god would I be praying to get my motivation for any of the things that I need to do that I put off because they're either difficult or I don't want to do them, or I'm just not in the right headspace to do it. So it's like when you're in that situation, and I always turn to you to find out what you do. What do you do when there's that moment where it's something you have to do, and you're putting it off, you recognize that, but you have to psych yourself up. You've got to motivate yourself to get out of that rut. What do you do?
It's a few different things, but I like to look at it as like standards. Like what are my standards, and am I honoring what I actually want? So usually the task at hand, although difficult or there's a lot of resistance around it, not doing it is some sort of self-betrayal happening here. And so it's like, oh, I'm not being in integrity with myself. I'm settling on my own standards for my life or my business. And it's like, is this how I want to be? Is this what I actually want for my life? So I guess I kind of call myself out sometimes in that way. So that it, kind of coming to like a commitment of self and my dreams and creating what I want versus feeling like a victim to life, and life is something that happens to me, or these things are happening, versus like, I want this, so I'm going to do this thing because I deserve it, right? And so I tend to find that to be more motivating than being like, okay, buckle down, focus, that I can't do that. That doesn't work for me.
Interesting. So you actually like basically call yourself out and say, is this what you're going to be? Is this what you're going to do? I mean, how are you going to achieve your goals by doing this?
Right. Yeah.
And I got there. I eventually got there, but I started with all right, focus. Let's get this done. I know you don't want to do it, but let's get it done. But that still, it's almost like when you try to rely on willpower for anything, it's finite. It runs out. And then finally you just give up on it. So yeah, reminding, or maybe like some kind of a mantra, reminding yourself, this is not who you are. This is not going to get you to achieve your goals. You're not going to do that. You're not going to get there if you keep doing this. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's an identity issue, right? Like, do I see myself as someone who, right, engages in the task, does the thing? But yeah, you're right. The willpower, the force, can feel very exhausting. So that's why I'm not a fan of that. And there's this idea of like, okay, when I'm done, I'll feel better. I'm just going to get this done and out of the way, and you will feel better, but that doesn't end, right? Like there's always going to be the next thing that's hard and so forth. Whereas kind of, looking at your standards, acting in integrity, and who do I want to be, it just has like a different energy to it that feels more sustaining, I think. Anyways.
Yeah. You do feel better once you get it done. And then you kind of reflect on it and you go, at least for me, a lot of times I'll go, oh, that wasn't so bad. I made it seem much worse than it was. And but I still will do it over and over again. Like I'll constantly like, if there's something that, and then I go, why did I agree to this? Why do I keep agreeing to this? So I'm like in that battle with myself, because if I don't agree to it and I don't want to do it, that means I'm admitting defeat. It's won over me. I'm giving up on it because I feel like I'm not good enough to do it. So
Mhm.
I intentionally say yes because I'm not going to let that happen.
Mm.
I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to say I'm not good enough because that's not, then I'm going to go backwards to, and undo all the work that I've already done. So it's kind of a weird place to be because you're almost intentionally putting yourself through hell, um, just so you won't give up or you won't, you know what I mean? You won't let that win. I
Yeah.
wonder where the
Yeah.
breaking point is for that. Like, at what point do you go, is this worth it? Like, I stress
Well,
out so much about this, and is it really worth it? Is it the ego that's
yeah.
making me say yes all the time?
Right, it could be, and that could be another form of avoidance, right? So that's where it's like getting clear on your desires, and it's more about, am I aligned with what I'm doing? Yeah, is it worth it? Is this what I want right now? Because also, I was a year ago, or what, whatever is, can be different. So constantly grounding yourself in that desire, purpose, passion, and so forth, helps to keep you, aligned to that North Star, instead of like letting it drift or just being so fixated on something that you haven't like stepped back and look at the bigger picture, you know? Am
Yeah.
I having fun? Am I enjoying this? If not, why am I doing it?
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of times where I kind of have to think that. I'm like, is this more anguish or agonizing than joyful? Like, I mean, you're
Mm.
not always, when you're doing work or whatever, you're not always gonna find pure joy in maybe the minutia, in the little annoying tasks that you have to do. Like, oh, I've got to do this, and whatever it is, whatever kind of
Mhm.
menial tasks that you have to do. And I know somebody will like, well, find AI to do it for you or something like that. But there's some things in my field that's just not possible. Um, so I guess it's one of those situations. Well, either shit or get off the pot, pretty much.
Right.
Like, make
Yeah,
a choice. Is
exactly.
this what you want to do? Then do it and shut
And
up
do it.
and stop bitching.
Yep,
And
exactly.
or don't do it,
Yeah.
and then don't put
Right.
yourself through that.
Right. Yeah. And I often say there's no right answer, but yeah, you can't stop, you got to stop straddling the fence all the time and just, yeah, pick and go. And
And for
yeah.
like a lot of my issues with that come from creativity. They come from the
Mm.
fact that I need to be creative in this block of time. And for anyone
Mm.
who's truly creative, that isn't always how it works. Sometimes
Mhm.
it is if it's formulaic, if it's a routine and like there's parameters, especially if you're recording something or whatever. And but for the most part, for me, like I remember so many times there was like a big edit that I had to do, and I would put it off and put it off because I wasn't excited about the edit. I wasn't inspired by what it
Mhm.
was I had to edit, like all the different footage and stuff. It didn't inspire me, and so if I wasn't feeling that creative spark, I didn't want to do it because I'm like, well, it's just going to be crap. It's not going to be good. And then I would end up putting it off until I was under the gun and be like, all right, this is due tomorrow. I got to get this done. And then I would put together like an amazing video. It would be
Mm.
amazing. And then I started getting used to that whole waiting to the last minute and then crushing it while I was under the pressure. So I started getting used to working under the pressure.
Yeah.
And that's also not advisable. It's not a really good way to go because, especially when things happen at the last minute and you're like, oh crap, now I'm really under pressure and I'm stressed and that creativity isn't flowing. But finding that creative spark when you need it can be so difficult.
Yeah.
Like what do you do in that situation? Like if you have, like, I have to come up with something right now. Is there a routine? I mean, we always talk about going back to meditation, but it's just
Well,
kind of a
okay, a
vague
couple
question.
things. Yeah, no, I guess so first of all, and I guess I'm questioning myself if this is placating to the resistance. But if you work well and do can do the work the day before or whatever, and if you actually just plan for that and not make that wrong or bad, then it's actually not pressure. You can just use the creative energy when you know it's available to you. So that's one idea, is to I guess reframe how you see
So it's not last
working that
minute. I'm just
way.
scheduling it at that point.
Yeah, right.
I
You
don't
know what
know.
I mean?
It's like
Like, what would it be like if you made that not wrong, right?
that's weird because it feels like the wrongness of it is what is inspiring.
But
Like
yeah, so then that's kind of interesting, right? So, but yeah, it's like, what if that wasn't wrong? How would that feel? Like, what is that? And that may be fun to really like unpack and move through um in your body and like feel through that. So there's probably stuff there to, yeah, feel and sort through. And so, but otherwise is also, I think, putting yourself in a positive mood. Oh, Adam
oh,
said
you missed it.
something. Yeah,
Adam
sorry,
said,
I
I
was on
currently
the phone.
have like 5 tickets open at work that I don't want to work on because they are annoying and not fulfilling. And now it's been forever and I'm afraid to touch them.
Yeah, yeah, that's a whole thing. But
It's
then
like
so
my
then it's like
dream. It's like my dream when I haven't been to math class in a month.
right. Um, Yeah, and so that's the other thing too, is I call myself out on the fact that I am looking outside of myself for fulfillment, right? As well. And it's like, wait, I must not be connected to my own joy, my own aliveness, and so forth, because I'm constantly like looking for like pleasure out here to like entertain me, right? And make me feel good. So that's why we'll spend time doing the things that we know we can get little gratification from, right? Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I get so much more gratification from doing a coaching session or doing this than, yeah, sending an email or some, working on whatever else that I need to be working on. So it's just kind of maybe recognizing like the addiction that's happening as well, right?
And then sometimes a favorite piece of music or an inspiring piece of music can kind of
Mhm.
spark,
Yeah.
that create, you kind of tap into that creative vein that has been difficult.
Mhm.
Let's see. Adam has
Mhm.
another comment for Scott. I found working on automating what garbage tasks I can do that I can focus on things that are actually fun, and I enjoy automating more than doing. Yeah, that is
Mhm.
cool when you actually successfully do that and you see it happen. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
I've been working on that. We've actually managed to do quite a bit of utilizing AI and different automation tools with what we do. But there's
Yeah.
still this level of control that I have to have, and that whole AI human dichotomy that I'm still struggling with. You know, like
Yeah.
AI is the evil overlords that are trying to take us over, and we humans have to band together and beat them. Um, anyway, so this is kind of a shortened, positively
Yeah.
powerful episode today because I gotta go, but it's better than just skipping out. So we got to have a quick, fun little conversation, and I definitely got a lot out of it. I hope someone else, some viewers got something out of this today. You can find Stacey at radicallifecoach.com. And just like I opened up this episode with a little impromptu advertisement for Stacey, I really can't say enough about what she does for people and how she works. And it's kind of almost sneaky. You're a
That's how I
sneaky
work.
coach.
Yeah.
You
I
kind
am a
of sneak
sneaky
in and you're
coach.
like, boo! And then you go, whoa, what the heck was that? So and just a update, Rockvox, we're updating, we're gonna launch a new website coming the first of the year. So some select people will get to play with that first and give us some feedback on it. But we've got a bunch of new clients coming in, starting their podcasts. We're working on an audio book right now that's about improv, which is really cool. So lots of fun things happening. If you'd like to work with us, we'd love to work with you. Rockvox.com is where you can find us. And, you can book a studio tour and come down and check it out. We're also going to be changing the studio around. So we're going to have even more options for people, different looks that they can have inside the studio. So yeah, fun times here at Rockvox and fun times elsewhere. As long as you stay off social media and don't watch the news, everything will be fine.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
And I have too many windows open, so I can't find the music. Let me see. There's too many windows. Where's the sound effects? Oh, there you are. Okay. So then I can play the music and play us out here. All right. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you.
Take a deep breath.